How do you go from being a major pop star to a major weirdo who is under investigation for assault? Now, Katy has always been weird, but this type of weird behavior is on another level. As you all know, Katy Perry is currently getting cancelled again. But this time, it's a bit different, as the callouts are very much warranted, unlike the last time she was getting cooked online. No offense, but for those who were mad at her last year after her goofy dancing while on tour went viral, and her going to the edge of the ozone was the highest level of parasocial behavior in my opinion. And if you were one of those people, yes, I'm calling you out. But y'all have redeemed yourselves, as being a creep, rubbing one's coochie on another person's face allegedly, which is what actress Ruby Rose is alleging here, is actually a crime worth all the rage and concerns. And I want to talk about this story and give my thoughts on this entire Katy Perry Ruby Rose situation. And the crazy thing is, this is not the first time Katy Perry has been called out for related behavior. I am Don, your pop culture boy. Let's get into it.
That's catastrophic.
When the news broke about the situation involving Katy Perry and Ruby Rose, many people mistakenly confused the actress Ruby Rose with the rapper/internet personality Ruby Rose, spelt with an I instead of a Y, causing pandemonium on social media. So here's a quick history lesson on the actress Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose is an Australian actress who back in 2016-2017 was poppin'. She was seen as this upcoming androgynous sex symbol who was compared to the likes of Angelina Jolie and Justin Bieber, aesthetic-wise. And she was in a season of Orange is the New Black, which also helped making her, turned her into this gender-neutral figure in the late 10s. But somewhere around 2019, her hype died down. She kind of stopped getting pushed in the media, or in American media at least, despite still getting booked in American films. But it's also safe to say, in my mind, she just kind of faded, which is completely fine. Point is, it was a surprise seeing her name on my timeline again. Plus, I wasn't expecting it would be about Katy Perry allegedly rubbing her coochie on her face when she was in her 20s. Now, we all know Katy Perry. She's had an interesting career / fall from grace in recent times. Went from being one of the biggest pop stars to now kind of a pathetic copy of that, to now being accused of sexual harassment by Ruby. A few days ago, during Justin Bieber's Coachella performance, Katy Perry, who attended the festival with her new boo, Justin Trudeau. Anyway, all I know about him is that people hate his ass. And he's the former Prime Minister of Canada. Now, Justin Bieber's performance included this Pass Me the Aux intimate type set segment, where he brought out a desktop and browsed through a mix of his own classic music videos on YouTube, early career covers, yada yada. It was like this karaoke thing, and everything was being played out on the big screen. Now, in response to this YouTube setup, Katy posted a video on her IG stating, "Thank God he has premium. I don't want to see no ads." As a funny moment, she was only poking fun. The clip went kind of viral on the internet, catching Ruby Rose's attention on Threads. Replying to a social media post from Complex Music about Katy Perry's reaction to Justin Bieber's Coachella performance, in her initial comment, now deleted by the way, Rose wrote, "Katy Perry assaulted me at Spice Market nightclub in Melbourne. Who gives a shit what she thinks?" She followed up with more graphic details in additional Threads posts, also, which has been deleted, claiming the incident happened around 2010 at Spice Market Club in Melbourne, Australia, when Rose was in her early 20s. She's now 40. After she made the claim, another user on the platform replied, "She kissed a girl and you didn't like it?" ? In response, the actress alleged, Katy Perry pulled her underwear aside and rubbed her vagina on Rose's face while Rose was resting on a friend's lap, trying to avoid her. Ruby Rose said she then projectile vomited on Katy Perry. "She didn't kiss me. She saw me resting on my best friend's lap to avoid her and bent down, pulled her underwear to the side and rubbed her disgusting vagina on my face until my eyes snapped open and I projectile vomited on her." The actress added that she had previously told the story publicly years ago, but reframed it as a funny little drunk story at the time because she didn't know how else to handle it due to trauma. She also claimed Perry later helped her get a US visa, which is why she kept quiet for nearly 2 decades. And this is actually true regarding her detailing this incident back in the day, but through a softer, kind of sobering lens of quitting alcohol compared to the serious allegations she is now claiming. In 2011, she penned an essay for news.com.australia, which has now resurfaced as well. Ruby Rose said the alleged event was public, witnessed by others, and that she had photos. She posted that she was not initially interested in filing a police report, but later confirmed she had done so and finalized reports with Australian police. Victoria Police confirmed they are investigating, by the way. After filing, she said she could no longer comment publicly on it. Hi, last update on this. As of this afternoon, I have finalized all my reports. This means I am no longer able to comment, repost, or talk publicly about any of those cases or the individuals involved. It's going to look like I am ignoring everything from supportive messages to other people's experiences, but I am not. This is a standard request from the police, and in many ways, quite the relief. I can start the healing process now and temporarily move forward. I love you all so much, said Ruby Rose on Threads. According to Billboard, police in Melbourne, Australia, where the alleged incident took place 16 years ago, said in a statement on Wednesday, April 15, that its sexual offenses and child abuse investigation team detectives had begun investigating a historical sexual assault that occurred in Melbourne in 2010. The spokesperson continued, police have been told the incident occurred at a licensed premises in Melbourne's CBD. As the investigation remains ongoing, it would be inappropriate to comment further at this stage. Thus far, Katy Perry denied the claims through a rep telling Billboard. The allegations being circulated on social media by Ruby Rose about Katy Perry are not only categorically false, they are dangerous, reckless lies. Additionally, Katy's rep also claimed that Ruby Rose has a well-documented history of making serious allegations on social media against various individuals that have repeatedly been denied by those named. So Katy pulled out the old DARVO strategy, which is an acronym for deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender, i.e. shifting focus onto the victim, and that's if what Ruby claim is true, as right now these are only allegations. But to be honest, Katy's team does have a point about Ruby being a somewhat serial accuser online, which still does not mean she's lying, by the way. However, since Ruby Rose made the claim, the internet started interneting, recalling a myriad of prior events where Katy did something inappropriate, reassuring and validating Ruby's claims to a lot of people, where some are saying it all makes sense now, and are siding with Ruby Rose. People are recalling past events such as this video where both Katy Perry and Ruby Rose crashed a prom on the same day of the assault in 2010, confirming they were together that day. Now, the video circulating only shows Katy Perry singing Beyonce's Single Ladies for the high school students, and while Ruby isn't present, according to Australian news outlets, both women tweeted about the stunt. Plus, Ruby confirmed she was there, but detailed she didn't remember it back in that essay she wrote I mentioned earlier. People are also recalling Katy Perry grabbing both Justin Bieber and Shawn Mendes's rears on camera the time she made a sexual joke about Bo Burnham being 18 while she was introducing him pre-performance at YouTube Awards 16 years ago. Other past moments being brought up includes her tricking a 19-year-old guy into kissing her on the mouth back when she was a judge on American Idol. She did this after the contestant mentioned he had never kissed a girl. Perry invited him to her table, requested a kiss on the cheek, and then turned her head to kiss him on the lips instead. The contestant later stated the experience made him uncomfortable because he wanted his first kiss to be special, but he clarified he did not consider it sexual harassment.
A lot of people are thinking that I was completely unaware of what was going on.
Okay.
That's just simply not true. I did know that I had a very good chance of walking up there and getting kissed on the lips.
So earlier I was telling you about how popping Ruby Rose used to be. Well, she was in the movie Pitch Perfect 3, and her co-star Anna Kendrick, who had that cup song attached to the film, has a similar story about Katy Perry, recalling a weird encounter where Katy Perry finger banged her cleavage. Anna Kendrick revealed this in a 2014 appearance on Conan's talk show. Now, she didn't accuse her of being inappropriate per se, saying that she kind of asked for it, and if no one had done it, it would have been a little sad. Basically joking about the situation, which echoes a similar position to Ruby's claims of also joking about her inappropriate encounter with Katy for reasons I already mentioned. Despite that, it is weird as Katy isn't her friend per se, and while she stated in that interview that she met Katy prior, it didn't give friend vibes, which would have been, seen as more reasonable if so, as there are friends who joke around that way where it's consensual. What's also strange about this video is that Anna also claimed that, that's Katy's thing. Katy is aggressive and she liked it. Ruby Rose is getting a lot of support online right now. Many believe her story, but that's only one side of the coin, as many online are pointing out what they perceive as inconsistencies with her claims. Which brings us back to the essay Rose wrote for news.com.australia in 2011 about her sobriety journey. She described partying with Katy Perry at Spice Market after crashing a year 12 formal, which is basically prom in Australia. She said she had been sober for 30 days, but then broke it by drinking heavily, spectacularly lost dignity and keys, and threw up on Katy Perry, vomited on her foot. She explicitly stated, "Before you jump to conclusions, nothing horrific happened," and framed the vomiting as a funny/embarrassing turning point that helped her to get sober again, which conflicts with her recent thread posts. She described the same night as a traumatic ex-assault, Katy Perry allegedly pulling underwear aside and rubbing her area on Ruby Rose's face while she rested on a friend's lap to avoid her, which also caused projectile vomiting. Also pertaining to that same night, the ex-manager who worked at the club told the Herald Sun and was quoted by a TMZ that Rose and Perry arrived together with Perry's hair and makeup artist and another friend of Rose's. Both were drunk, and Perry was out dancing in the mosh pit with a crowd of 600 people. He was not aware of any alleged assault or someone vomiting. They included the night was a security nightmare due to Katy Perry's celebrity, but nothing unusual was reported to staff, and the two left on good terms. Remember, Ruby Rose described the alleged act as public, witnessed by multiple people, and involving obvious projectile vomiting in a nightclub setting. But this account by the manager directly contradicts awareness of any such incident. But this will be tested further if Ruby is able to provide those photos or have any one of her friends corroborate the story, or anyone else for that matter. Back in the day, Katy Perry had the type of career most would die for. She was like a rash you couldn't get rid of, unstoppable. And for me personally, one of her most revered eras is her 2010s teenage dream era. Fast forward to now, and Katy's image has been soiled, not only commercially, but socially. And this new claim from Ruby is definitely fucking up her image even further. A testament of her once strong influence was displayed back in 2019 when she was called out by Josh Kloss, the main guy in her Teenage Dream music video, for exposing his privates in public at a costume designer's birthday party sometime after Perry split with ex-husband Russell Brand in 2012, according to the Daily Mail. But this was not a major story, and the thing is, in 2019 I was into Katy Perry way more then compared to now, but I was not aware of this until I was researching for a video I made about her in 2023, and I was even considering not including the story because no one cared about it, and this was also back in my formative days when I would make videos fans would love, and I try to be as safe as possible. Nonetheless, I did include it, but no one in the comments commented on it. I think only one person acknowledged it. Josh Kloss outed her 7 years ago and no one said anything. And it's probably why Katy Perry never addressed it, despite him making a video and everything. In a 2019 piece written by Stephanie Haney from the Daily Mail, details the entire situation from a video via Josh's Instagram, which is no longer available. I just say this now because our culture is set on proving men of power are perverse, but females with power are just as disgusting, Kloss wrote on Instagram on Sunday. So happy anniversary to one of the most confusing, assaulting, and belittling jobs I've ever done. I was actually gonna play the song and sing it on ukulele for the anniversary, but then as I turned, I thought, fuck this. I'm not helping her bullshit image another second. The article continued. After coming forward, Kloss was questioned as to why he waited so long to speak out, which Kloss said was because he was traumatized at first, and later wanted to wait until it would not be confused as an effort to seek financial gain, but felt he needed to make people aware of what he implied was her abuse of power. Now, considering the current climate regarding the internet becoming this tool for online smear campaigns, I can't rule out that maybe this is a smear campaign. Let's not be delusioned to that being a possibility here. As I said, she is now dating the former Prime Minister of Canada, who is hated with a passion. Understandably. There are a lot of I hate Katy Perry campaigns going on the internet, some rooted in truth and some rooted in misinformation. There are hate trains in regards to her working with Dr. Luke, despite Kesha claiming he assaulted her among other things. Online feminists do not like her dated take on feminism in her Woman's World music video, which she claimed was satire. Her going to the edge of the ozone. Remember, she got a lot of flack for that. Even though it was a group of them, people treated it like it was just Katy Perry alone who went to space apparently. The backlash she got was very much overblown. Point is, she's taken a lot of hits in recent times. It's just one thing after another. They keep coming back to back. So this might be a calculated effort to take Katy down for sure. In my opinion, the Anna Kendrick statement being linked seems perfectly aligned, almost too perfect, as if the campaign initially was supposed to start then, but they held it back. And that took place in 2014. But in 2017, interestingly, Ruby, who was a part of Taylor Swift's Girl Squad, did call out Katy Perry for dissing Taylor on the Swiss Swish song, then walked it back. And during that time, Katy Perry and Taylor Swift was beefing hard. All that said, I do not put the allegations past her, as Katy used to be very weird back in the day. In my mind, I don't think she would do these things now, as she has matured, but in the past, I can see her having this weird fascination. Seeing how she inappropriately touched Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber. Could also be a hazing thing, like she had a sick kink of degrading or shaming others, allegedly, or a fucked up sense of humor, especially regarding the teenage dream guy. I don't get clout chasing vibes from him. In regards to Ruby Rose, I'm not gonna lie, I'm less inclined to believe her. Not that she needs me to believe her story, as she doesn't, but based on her digital footprint, there's a lot of conflicts, and I'm not victim shaming. I also do not believe in the notion that every person who have X claims about another person have to be believed no matter what. I think it's more reasonable to take the claims seriously, which I do. But believing is reserved for only those who decide to. But no one owes you that, especially those who doesn't know you personally. And it's crazy how we can apply reasonable thinking in other situations, but in regards to X allegations, we can't, or everyone has to agree. So let's see where this investigation takes us. That's where I'm at, and maybe I'll change my mind as more information comes out. What do you think? I am Don, your pop culture boy, and I will see you in the next one.